What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pod and Play here on ngrradio.com and youtube.com/ngrradio. I'm Corey, and joining me as always is that retro code, Eddie V, Eddie Fresh.
Yo, what's going up?
Yeah! Also joining us.
What's going on, everybody?
Also joining us is the wise Wisconsinite Jesse Douglas.
That Jay Dizzle in the house.
Oh no.
We are white. It is okay. Oh gosh! We are, if you guys haven't noticed, we are playing Forza Horizon 4 for the Xbox One and PC, if you're that kind of guy. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of race around and explore Britain and talk about the game, and you know, Jesse's played more than either of us, I think, but you know, it's
No, I'd
further.
put in a lot of time compared to what
Ed's
I
played the most.
That's the pro. That's the pro in this house.
Found a new area.
This game is hard.
Just letting the wind whip through my hair here while I'm driving at like what, 200 miles an hour down a snowy road.
I just
Ooh, I almost hit a snowman.
drove an Audi into a tree, so I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Some sweet jumps. But basically, it's your basic Forza Horizon formula, except for there's a few kind of major changes. One, it's in Britain now. You kind of race along the aisle. I don't know, like the country, I guess would make more sense. And the other kind of big change is that there are seasons now, and it is clearly summer, I want to say, this week. It changes every week. There's a new season every week, and with the new seasons brings new live events, and everybody in your game during a race, or theoretically in your instance, is a real player. Though I don't think these are all real players that I'm playing. They are people on my friends list.
No.
Yeah,
They're controlled by the AI.
Yeah, is there a way you can tell? Is there a way you can tell?
The only way your friends are gonna be in your game, actually in your game, is if your friends actually join you into a multiplayer. Like what you're seeing is a generated, like an AI generated thing happening where they take take note of how your friends drive and when they're playing in races and stuff like that, and then they try to duplicate their racing style and have them when they're driving around your world. So it will at times seem like they're, you know, acting sporadic maybe at times or whatever, you know, like, but it's actually just the computer playing in a style that those friends would play when they're driving or racing.
Right. Forza, for at least since the Xbox One versions, I think they did a little bit of 360 also with 4. The Drivatar stuff, which, like Jesse said, they are kind of like impersonating the way your friends play. Super cool.
Yes.
And yeah, like you said, it's summer on yours. It's obviously winter on mine. I don't know if it's.
Oh, I wonder if it's
maybe because you're early enough in the game that it's not quite to that point where it's a seasonal thing. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Because is it winter on yours?
it's winter on mine. It's
Okay.
because they were showing, like they said, like Happy New Year, and we're showcasing the winter updates and stuff. But it does change depending on how many races that you do. So when you're like kind of getting a little bit better, like strong, not so much stronger, but leveling
Okay,
up
Corey. I have set your
in your
route to a
car.
nearby race event.
There gets a point where the season will change to fit that next
In
race.
200 yards, you will arrive at your destination.
So I think Corey, since you're not like far enough, they probably got you in one season. So when you start doing the certain races and you get to a section where you're ready to move on to the spring or to the summer or stuff like that, they'll showcase that, and then you'll unlock that season.
Yeah. Okay.
In other words,
in my
Corey,
game,
your shit's weak.
Dude, I literally did like.
yeah,
two
because in my
races.
game everything in my game is unlocked for the season. So
Well,
now it's
good
just
for
me
you,
doing
Ed.
races and leveling up.
Good for you. You're
What'd you
just the
say?
best. You're just the best gamer ever. You
He's
get
the
to-
best.
You get to come home from work and sit down on your floor or your bed or your chair and just play games until you feel like going to get McDonald's or Taco Bell or pizza or whatever. And then you get to play
Kato.
more games.
That's
Good
all I
for
gotta
you.
say. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
What'd you say?
Said yo quiero Taco Bell.
Oh goodness, I haven't had Taco Bell. No, I haven't.
I haven't had it since like 3 hours ago.
I haven't had it since I got it. Ew. No. I'm just kidding.
We said Taco Bell.
It will cleanse your stomach. I know that much.
Guys, by the time this episode goes up, by the way, thinking of food and snacks and stuff,
It'll be 2021.
well that, but let me tell you about what's about to happen in this episode. E3 is like right around the corner.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm in last place in this race, man. I don't know how or why.
Don't worry.
I've literally
really don't
just
get
been
penalized
driving
for it.
around,
I know,
trying
but
to
I
get
don't like
used to this
I don't
new
like to
car
lose.
that I bought.
I don't like to lose that. You know, pride.
It's
only
funny
thing-
that you mentioned around, this episode showing around E3, because we'll probably be making predictions and
Well,
everything.
I
but
think this
remember.
episode's going up in May. I think it's like the first week of May. I don't know.
Hey,
You guys in the comments let us know because it's January when we're recording.
I remember seeing this last year at E3 and was just like, what is this game and why does it look beautiful?
What do you mean? It's a car game.
Goodness
on Microsoft
gracious, this
stage.
game
It's
is
going to be a
gorgeous.
Forza game.
Well, and I just want to say I can't believe what happened last month.
I know. Can you believe that?
God,
Can
that
you
was
believe that
crazy
the
what
Master
happened
Chief
last
Collection is
month.
coming to Switch?
Huh?
I'm just kidding. It's fake
Don't you
rumors.
remember when they? Don't you remember when they announced that last month?
Yeah, Ed, don't you remember Phil
Okay,
Spencer
wow.
showing up on the
Right
Nintendo
before
Direct?
they
What
said
is your
at
route to a
E3 we
new
would
race
be
in the
telling you
Horizon
something
Road
really
Racing
crazy,
Series?
Yeah. Ed, don't you remember?
and it happened.
Don't you remember Phil Spencer in the Nintendo Direct saying Xbox Game Pass is coming to Switch?
No, I do not.
Don't you remember when Nintendo said the only thing that could be better than a new Mario game is having Master Chief on the Switch?
Yeah, they announced it with
You remember that?
They announced it with Master Chief and Banjo coming to Smash.
I don't know her.
And
Oh man, this is fun.
they teased it with Mario wearing a Master Chief helmet.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah.
Or Cappy. It was the Cappy one though. It had the eyes on it. It was alive.
I can see Nick.
Remember it was-
Microsoft and
they
Nintendo
said
actually
it-
doing that. Making an outfit for a me character.
I should try to get in a race here with this car now. I've been like screwing around with this new car I bought in the game to
Also, Ed, didn't you
try
see
to
that?
get the feel for it.
Didn't you see that Bowsette is the latest Echo character for Peach?
Yeah,
Wow.
I remember that. I remember when they said that.
Yeah.
So Forza
And
Horizon.
they're letting the fans design a new
Yeah.
So Forza Horizon 4.
This is the first Horizon game I've ever played. I played.
Really?
I played. The only Forza game I've ever played was Forza Horizon 3, and I got every single achievement in that game, and I played it for like 300 hours, and then I never played another Forza game. I don't know why. Like I never had it had Forza on original Xbox. I never got into the Horizon series. It was just Forza Horizon 3. It was the game I decided to jump in and play, and I never played it anymore.
Oh, dude, someone, like an actual person is playing in my game right now, I think.
How do you?
I just honked at someone, and they honked back at me.
What? How do you know if it's like a real person?
Just driving around like an idiot. Like I just seen some guy trying to drive up a cliff that was too steep for him to drive up.
Well,
And,
right.
and they're like a ghost though. They're like you could drive through them. So yeah, I was trying to remember. I was like, I think there is some way that you can have random people driving in your world, but it's been a while since.
Well, right now,
dude.
Ed's Drivatar, Sean Capri's Drivatar, and Antonio Guillen's Drivatar just like ran me into the wall, all three of them at the same time.
Wow.
That was a yeah. You guys trying to hurt me.
So Forza Horizon 4.
Oh yeah, this is a podcast show.
Developed by Playground.
Right. I put you through to the next round of the Horizon Road Racing
Yeah.
series.
Purchased
How
by
would I not
Microsoft.
be
Yeah,
driving like
Microsoft.
that? But it doesn't start until autumn.
Yes.
Can you amuse yourself until
Did
then?
they announce? They announced it after they showed Forza 4, right? That they brought them.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, they showed it at E3.
Okay.
Wow, you really are the image of Frankie Beaumont.
I wonder what
Sorry,
took so long
Joel
for them to
Carter,
buy him.
Horizon Driver Relations.
I mean,
now,
I think they
do
were
I
just.
have an opportunity for you?
I don't
There's
know.
a
Maybe
movie shooting
they were
nearby
just
that's in need of
happy
stunt
for a
driver.
while, or
Short
Microsoft
notice,
had
I
a
know,
plan,
but
and
what do you say?
you know, maybe this was
Meet
in
me
the
here
works for
ASAP,
like
and
a
I'll
year,
introduce
you
you
know,
to
or
Mike Steele. He's
maybe
the stunt
after
coordinator
3
for the
was so
movie.
successful, they were like making the deal, you know, and it's you know what I mean? Like, I
Well,
think maybe the deals were in place for a while, and they just wanted to have this grand announcement. Because there was a rumor, there has been a rumor for a while that they were going to buy Playground.
But see, I thought,
Turn left.
but Playground wasn't an independent company, wasn't there? Wasn't they? I
Yeah.
always thought it belonged to Microsoft because
Yeah, I mean they've been
Is it?
independent since since they started. You know, they were kind of spun off. I think they were started by ex-Forza people and like the studio that made Test Drive Unlimited and a couple other driving studios. Grid, I think, was a big one.
What is it?
Codemasters.
Club game. Was some of them from the club games, the Midnight Club games, or
Some of them were like the
am I
world
thinking of a different one?
No, the world design. There are some people from the world design.
In 200
Oh,
yards.
okay.
because I wondered, I'm like, is this the only series they did with the
Yeah,
Horizon
they
series?
started Forza Horizon.
But they haven't made any other game outside Forza.
Right. Well, they have a second team now that's the long rumored Halo team or Fable team. Fable team. So
Here they
I mean
are,
they're
future
doing
star
another
of the
an
silver
action
screen.
RPG,
Hardly the doppelganger you
an
promised.
open world action RPG,
You having
which
a
is
laugh?
long rumored to be
They're
Fable.
like twins.
And like they
A Playground
You'll
is.
do.
yeah, and
Mark
like
Steele,
they
by the
hired
way.
some ex-Lionhead
Today's
guys,
shoot's
so
a
you know
getaway
you know that's coming.
Head over
you
to
know it's
Broadway
coming.
Village. We got everything set up there.
Which is kind of
Yeah,
exciting.
Interesting.
Better be as
I
good
would
as you
be.
say.
Yeah, see,
I think they fit too.
Go ahead,
Fable.
go ahead.
I think they fit Fable also because they're a
Right,
British
off to
studio,
Broadway.
and they
Let's
get
step on it,
they
yeah?
get
We
it.
don't want to lose
Yeah.
the light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Fable
Look
needs
at
to be.
look at British TV. It's some of the best humor. like compared to our TV. Like I mean, we get some funny shows and stuff, and like we have good comedians, but when it comes to like funny like writing for material for TV shows, like I just feel like the British people like can do it without even hardly trying.
Yeah. Man, I'm going super fast.
It was like some of my favorite comedy shows are all British from from Monty Python to IT Crowd and like the coupling.
I love that.
The coupling is a really good show.
So I mean they're
which
gonna,
is weird that. Oh, go ahead, Corey.
I'm gonna rewind here, but you know, like I really think I think it's cool that Microsoft is kind of letting them have that idea. I mean, whether or not it's Fable or not, but, you know, letting them do something different. You know, like Microsoft's been pretty good about that since Phil Spencer took over.
You made it.
About letting the studios work on what they want to work on. Right. You know, even the Coalition has a secondary project in the works that we don't really know about after Gears 5.
You're going in at the deep end.
And
But at least
I
it's a
thought
partner.
that was going to be
This is a
announced at
classic car
E3
escape.
last
The hero's
year.
being chased by a jet
What,
and
the-
escapes
their
by
new
Because
jumping
I
off an
remember
old
them saying
windmill.
that they
Don't
were
ask.
working on
If you're
a
as good
Gears
as
game.
Joel says,
Well,
there should be no trouble.
Spoilers, they
Hey,
are.
Remember to breathe, kid.
Exactly.
Just don't let it get
That
away
changed
from you. I'll
with the
talk you through
quickness.
it. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited for Gears 5. Jesse and I have been talking about it for a while. Gears 5 is going to be
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, I can't wait for Gears 5.
Yeah,
Well, I feel like
yeah,
y'all
I
gonna get
basically
Gears
said-
5, and I'm gonna be the first one to beat it before y'all too.
No, I will stay up all weekend and play it and beat the game. Yeah, there's an airplane. Am I racing an
What?
airplane? Am I racing an airplane right now? I think I'm racing an airplane
You
right
might
Think
be.
so. Yeah.
But yeah, Gear.
I really like it.
I think. I mean, I would really like to play it co-op with one of you. Some point. I mean, we'll obviously play it for squad
Yeah.
goals, but maybe we'll just do a fresh run at squad goals with it.
Yeah,
Although-
we could. Yeah.
Although Anthem's going to be taking up a lot of our time now.
Well,
I can't wait for Anthem.
depending on how much is in Anthem.
Oh no, dude! I'm gonna keep playing it anyway. It's gonna be awesome. Look, as a fan of games that want you to stay in it and have no content like Destiny, you can find stuff to do.
It's all marked out for camera coverage, okay? You just line it up.
Well, I really hope. I hope so. Like, I hope BioWare gives, like a lot of missions and side missions. You know,
Yeah, I can't wait to see
just so.
what the strongholds are like.
Forward. Ignore the camera.
Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be quite a bit of story, like off the bat, because even if they just put a lot of story off the bat and not as much like like
If there's another job.
online per se content, like I mean, because they're not like like we had kind of talked about, where they're not gonna have like multiplayer in the sense of like 1v1 or 4v4 or whatever. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be all story driven, and that's really all people care about. Like when they complain about stuff, it's usually like that there's a lack of story content.
He's looking for new racers to take part in the dirt.
Like that was a big problem that people had with Destiny, is just like the story, like there was story, but it didn't take very long to finish it. I mean, I think part of that is because they expected you to play it multiple times. They didn't want to make it too long, because then people might not want to play all three characters or make all three characters if it takes too long to beat it one time. But I don't know. I
And
don't really
that-
know though for
I think-
sure.
Right. So you're
And that's why I think for Anthem that I really hope that they got like a lot of side missions and
We're setting up
Well, just the fact that you're only going to
like
need
little
to
small
make one
dungeons and
character.
stuff.
Yeah, the fact that you're only going to need to make one character is going to put a lot of because like the thing is with Destiny, once you do everything with one character, like they want you to go back and do it with the other two classes, and it's like Jesse said, in Anthem, you're only going to need one character because you can switch your javelin suits out on the fly. You know, like okay, if we're going into a stronghold, and I usually play a ranger, but you know maybe Jesse's playing a ranger and Ed you're playing like a storm or whatever, and you need a Colossus, I'll be able to switch over to a Colossus on the fly. And I think the only thing you're going to need is to find the loot to upgrade those suits in the way that you want to play. And
Yeah.
you know, like, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on them to be like, oh well, if they're only doing all this content like one time, you know,
You made it.
maybe.
Yeah, we'll need to have a whole game of content.
Yeah,
Let's get everything set
I
up.
think I'm doing the same mission again on accident. Oh,
Because
well.
they said there's
Like,
no
basically
there's
it
not
will
gonna
be
no
like
microtransactions in Anthem, right?
No microtransactions, no paid DLC. There is an $80 version that grants you some stuff, but I'm not 100% sure what
Hey, remember to breathe, kid.
it's like
Just don't
what
let
that
it get
extra
away from you.
$20
I'll
gets
talk
you.
through it, you'll be fine.
So, but I mean, we'll
would,
know by
I
the
would imagine it might just be like special cosmetic type things or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's exactly what it is, but
Like your, like, you know, your typical
It's-
bonus stuff.
I hope it's
that
not.
you
I
get.
hope it's not like Destiny, where like, hey, you get these great starter weapons, but then you're done with them after like, like the first 2 missions or
Two
whatever.
missions.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm excited for Anthem. I'm excited for the Division. I hope
This is all good stuff.
I hope this is going to be a wake-up call for Bungie and Destiny also, because I still really enjoy that game, even though like I don't play it nearly as much anymore. You know, it's still fun to go in and shoot stuff, and but that only gets you so far when you've done it so many times.
And I think
Yeah.
that's, I think that's one thing I could give Bungie, and Destiny, you know, one big credit is that the feel of the game is good. I
Yeah.
think it's just that.
But to be fair,
there's-
that's because they've had how many years of perfecting that
Yeah.
before they made that. You know, it's basically it's Halo.
Well, yeah, but I think, you know, like I always said, like the 60 frames per second would help that, like
Oh my gosh,
making
dude.
that game fast, cause
Like I
like
saw
Titanfall.
when you watch Destiny run on PC at 60 frames a second, it's a totally different game, and it's like, oh my gosh, like I get it, it's fine, you know, like
Ignore the camera.
Destiny at 30 frames a second is fine, but oh my gosh, running at 60 frames a second, and you know some streamers are running it at 1080p or 4K at that frame rate.
Reckon you could do that again?
Holy crap, dude, it looks good. It looks so nice.
Call you if there's another
And
job.
it just feels like
It-
it feels inferior, or it feels superior to the console versions. You know, like like mouse and keyboard aside, you can still play it with a controller, but like just
the
watching it,
graphics
it's
and
just like,
stuff,
oh my gosh,
the frame rate.
yeah. I'm just like,
And I
gosh.
think, and I think because definitely for me, I don't know about you, Corey or Jesse, I like Titanfall 2. I have always said this kind of ruined me for first-person shooters because of the feel of it. Like Blackout, for Black Ops 4, like it captures that same good feeling, like when you're moving and shooting.
yeah, exactly.
And-
And Halo feels that way too.
Yeah, like Halo 5, oh, that has some good speed. The guns are kind of questionable at times, but like when you're in a tense battle, you want to like reload quickly and get back to the shooting. Because there's something like kind of like rhythm. There's a rhythm to it,
Yeah,
and you kind of don't want to be disturbed by that rhythm.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it and plus like, you know, that just having those extra frames when you're in competitive, you know, and I'm sure Jesse can attest to it in Call of Duty, you know, just having that smoothness really helps you aim and get the shots off, and being able to pinpoint things, and it's better. It's just a better experience for a shooter. And I know, like, I know
Yeah.
Anthem and the Division are only gonna run at 30 on console too. Like, you know, I don't think Anthem it's as big a deal because it is only PvE and there's not really a PvP element at this time at launch or whatever. You know, it could be coming.
Yeah.
We don't really know yet, but
I don't even think you don't even need it.
yeah, I
To be
don't. I
honest.
don't think it's gonna need it either.
Yeah,
'cause that just,
they really don't.
the only thing I could see
They're
them.
better off adding more content, you know, specialty, like special, like events and things like that in game.
Uh-huh.
You know, like similar to raid type stuff.
The only
Like
thing
if
I
they
could
were
see
to
them
do
adding.
like a whole bunch of raid style things versus only like having one big one, like Destiny has. Instead, have like multiple ones that aren't like, you know, like insanely difficult, that anyone, you know, can kind of play for the most part once they reach a certain level in game. You know, like that's the one thing is like I just don't like that the raids in Destiny, like they make it, you know, to the point of where it's like almost impossible unless you play the game like for a really, really long time to be able to even think about, you know, going into them. Like, I mean, you can still make it difficult. It's just like I just don't like that it's not very, they're not very inclusive at all.
When you guys are watching this episode, and like Corey said, we are recording this way early. We'll definitely have our hands on and our thoughts on about Anthem.
Yeah, and the Division.
About
That's
how the game plays and stuff. Because I was thinking about Anthem in a sense that, for me personally, if it captures the feeling of Vanquish meets Fuse, in a sense, Fuse as in like having different classes that, you know, that kind of work well together, but more Vanquish that the action is fast, that you can move around, you can really strategize, and like you'll probably have different guns and stuff, but I'm just like, I want to have 4 guns on me, to whatever my choosing may be, and literally just be able to switch in and switch out what I want for my character.
The thing is,
Like-
too, that I think is really going to help balance Anthem 2. Well, there's a couple things. One, you know, you only have a 4-man team instead of 6 for Destiny for raids. Like, your max in Anthem's only going to be 4. And I think they said you're going to be able to do almost everything in the game solo, except for, like, you know, strongholds, which you'll probably need 3 or 4 players. But I'm pretty sure they came out and said nothing, at least at launch, is going to require you to have a full team. So, and by the way, like, us 3 and then someone like, you know, Pat or you know, someone else on one of our friends lists, I'm sure, who's getting Anthem. You know, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be playing. I'm pretty sure we can get one more person to join us instead of, like, going to Destiny. Okay, 3 of us are online. We need to find 3 more people to do the raid, or, you know, so, I mean, since I started playing Destiny 2 again, like, 3 raids were, let's see, hold on. 2 raid layers and 2 full raids have been added since I was playing Destiny like full time, and I haven't touched any of them. You know, because like our friends stopped playing, or you know, I mean, last year I had a kid, so I had to quit playing for a while, and you know, it's just like there's so much in Destiny that require, and that's fine. Like they want Destiny to be the hardcore game, and that's good. Like, it was fun doing that when I had the time, and all of our friends were online, like running the raids and really getting it down to a science, to beating it. You know, King's Fall, the first time we ran it, took like 10 hours the first time we ran it, and getting it down to that under an hour mark. You know, just the precision of
science.
Yeah, that was really, really fun. But can't do that anymore, you know. And like, I think the strongholds for how am I in last place again? The strongholds for Anthem seem like that middle ground where it's like, okay, you can go in with 3 or 4 people as long as you have the right mix of javelins. It's going to be challenging, but not insanely difficult if you don't have, everybody in here, like that. And I'm sure there's going to be raids added or whatever their version of them are, where it's going to be super challenging and whatever. But like, the fact that that there's only going to be 4 people on your team instead of 6, and like the 3 of us are already getting it, and the fact that the weapons don't have to be balanced for PvP and PvE, like there's so many things that Anthem has an advantage over Destiny just in terms of balancing that they have an advantage, So,
Yeah.
And the division is the same way, right? Like the guns don't really have to be tuned to PvP. The Dark Zone is like its own beast, and the Dark Zone will have like the Dark Zone weapons that you use in there, but it's both those games have an advantage right now.
I think the fearful thing that I have for Anthem though is definitely servers, and they'll probably fix that after the game comes out. Hopefully it's not
but
buggy.
the thing is though, is at least they'll have dedicated servers.
Yeah.
Unlike Activision.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, servers. I think servers, as in, people complain there's been like a lot of drops and stuff. If they really have a lot of servers and stuff, and it's not a problem, like you won't notice it, then I'm fine with that. And I don't know how the day 1 patch is going to be, but I really, really, really do hope that they do not lock anything by power. Like they do Destiny.
Well, they are.
Like,
that's the point of an RPG, but they will. I mean, that's.
But the thing with RPG, I think the thing with RPGs that some people don't think is that it's a level-based system with RPGs, meaning that when you get to a level, you could go to a shop and see what equipment your level is going to make you powerful, or if you're too powerful enough that even if you get that equipment, your whole level is going to go down.
Well, I mean,
and that's during to grinding. But you could go to any kind of dungeon if you can have weak armor and stuff, but you could be at a high level, so it kind of balances out there.
Well,
I think Destiny,
the armor I think is going to have levels on it, but I think I don't know. I look, by the time this goes up, we'll know a lot more, and I will have done more research because of javelins for hire. But like I'm pretty sure they're doing it different than Destiny does. They're not going to have 2 separate levels. They're not going to have like your power level and your normal level. I think it's going to be kind of more like Mass Effect was. Where like you have
you could just go mission to mission.
Well, where you have armor, but if once you reach a certain level, you'll be able to wear this armor that gives you certain stats and makes you better.
Yeah, but you could go to any mission in Mass Effect. Like, I mean, it's kind of linear in a sense, but you can go mission to mission.
If it scales with you, I'm sure there's going to be like.
Well, I mean, you get stronger just like while playing the game, and getting armor and stuff. Where it's just like with Destiny, just like they have their DLC. This is more Destiny 2, probably Destiny 1 too. They have where you can't play the DLC until you meet a certain power requirement. And I hope Anthem doesn't have that.
Well, it's going to. That's how these games work. That's how the division was. That's how all these games are.
But see, I mean, but with the division, you can still go into those levels. You can still go into those missions, and whether you're a level under, at it, or a little bit over, which is I still don't understand. You could be over and just still take in. They'll upscale the enemies to reach that level and stuff.
Well, I think it's because
You're
I
not
mean, like,
you're
it's
not
the,
locked out by.
it's the what we talked about with Metroid Prime Federation Forces. Like they like the games are balanced for multiple people to go in there at that level. You know, and it's not meant to be played single player. You can, but it's balanced for multiplayer. You know, which you know is not necessarily good. I'm just saying that's how it is. You know, and it kind of sucks.
And I think, and I think that's the problem, kind of with Destiny, was that there's an assumption that anyone who has the game is playing with friends, so they'll automatically set that DLC or that mission, making sure that you meet that power level, instead of you being at. If I'm level 15, I should be able to start a mission that's level 16, well, 16 or 17. Because sometimes, for some unknown reason, if you're going mission to mission to mission because you're trying to do the story campaign, the experience is not balanced. So
I mean,
there's no way.
Levels in Destiny work different than typical RPGs because, like, there's only 35 levels. There's not 100 or 150 or whatever. You know, it's
right. But
yeah.
with Destiny, they go more by your part, like how much you got, you like your gun and your body armor. So you going up levels really doesn't do anything because they don't go by that. Like
yeah.
Like
in Destiny, the thing that bothers me in Destiny is that your character level is an arbitrary way to lock gear, so you're not too powerful too fast. You know, and it just locks armor behind certain levels, which is totally stupid. I wish they would just get rid of that. You know, and I get it. They don't want you to, they want you to progress in a certain rate or whatever, but it's like. It's just dumb. It's just a dumb way to, you know, lock gear behind. I just hope Anthem and I know the Division did a little bit of what Destiny does too. Like, I'm not trying to just blame it all on Destiny because the Division did it also. Where like, yeah, I reached max level, but this weapon has a certain I don't even know what they're called. Just use light level first for now. Like.
Power.
This gun had a certain amount of power. But if you go into the dark zone and you get this gun, that gun's gonna have way more power, even though it's the same as that gun. You know, like it's Jesse, that's what we were talking about with the Division. Also, is like it's got a weird. It's got a different challenge because it's so grounded in reality. That you know, that's the challenge for the Division, is that how do you make a game feel like you're progressing when it's so grounded in reality, and like a normal gun, any normal gun can take a normal human being down in, like, depending on where you shoot them, I think a bullet or like 2 or 3 bullets, and you're sitting there unloading 5 clips of an AK-47 in there, and it's like, oh jeez, this guy is not even halfway dead. That's the problem.
That's the problem. A big problem. And I think because with the Division, it's like when you're done with the mission, you sometimes level up, and when you're trying to get stuff for your base, you're leveling up too, like in that sense. So there's a way to like continuously level up. But it doesn't I'm like, of course, if you go to another town that's like 5-6 levels higher, depending on what you got for your gun and your gear or anything, it's somewhat doable if you have, I guess, more players. But like, if you could find like some good spots and chip away their energy, you can do that. You could risk it. Where Destiny's just like, no, you can't go here. You gotta get this armor and be at this power level to even start and play. And it was just like, well, you don't offer me anything for me to do that. And of course, you have to redo missions over and over. But I'm just like, who wants to fight these missions like 4 or 5 times, spending 6 to 7 hours doing the same thing, trying to level up and wait for a drop for something? Because they don't dispense the currency equally. So it's kind of like it's Destiny kind of feels just unbalanced with something.
Yeah,
And that's what I hope Anthem doesn't do.
I mean, Destiny's definitely gotten better in terms of balance and stuff, but I mean,
Yes.
to that point, at some point, it's just like I don't want you to like take this the wrong way or anything, but I just wonder if Destiny's just not your game, you know, and it's and that's fine. A lot of people don't like Destiny because of the exact reasons you're saying.
You know,
But other people love
you know what?
Destiny for the exact reasons you're saying. So, and I
You know,
I
but
kind
it
of
might-
fall in the middle. Like I love the PvP or the PvE stuff in Destiny, and I wish it was a little easier to gain access to some of it. But at the same time,
I mean,
you gotta put in the work if you want to chase down some of this stuff. You know,
and
that's just
I think I came around to Destiny. Like I enjoy Destiny 2 definitely way than 1. I think 1 just felt like very recycled. It was just like, to me, 1 was just like, are y'all going to change anything up?
yeah. Base
And
one,
it-
base
it's a-
one
it-
was just not great. You
Right.
know, 'cause,
And
I mean,
even
I
It
didn't
felt
even,
like
too-
a beta.
yeah, I mean, like, I didn't even get back. I didn't even, like, I played through the campaign of base Destiny, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go from here, so I just stopped. Like, here's the way to put it: Destiny has a really hard time of onboarding people who don't already know how to play the game.
Right.
Like,
And
it
Destiny-
is. If you want to start playing Destiny, you better have a friend that knows what to do. That's my opinion.
And I think that was kind of one of the problems definitely with Destiny 1 is that it doesn't teach you anything. Like you're starting a new IP and it doesn't teach you. It doesn't break anything down. You don't know how to get some of the currency. You don't know how to, like, I didn't know that you have to break stuff down to sell to get like currency. The game doesn't teach you that. It really doesn't say nothing on what you're supposed to do and how these systems and stuff work. And I hope Anthony, definitely BioWare is smart enough to avoid that.
Yeah,
Like,
the thing
break
that
stuff down.
the other thing that
Oh, go ahead.
that Anthem has, or that BioWare has over Bungie too, is like when Bungie was making Destiny, they had never made an RPG before. You know, they
Yeah.
made
Yeah.
Halo and Oni, which was that weird PS2 game that Rockstar published, which was fun fact for everybody. But like they had never made an RPG before. It was Halo, right? Halo is the most
Yeah.
straightforward first-person shooter on the market, right? You get your gun, you shoot guys, you don't really progress anything. Like, I mean, now it's different, but like Halo 1, 2, and 3, like, oh cool, I unlocked this helmet for multiplayer because I did stuff, And they had never made an RPG before. Where BioWare, they only make RPGs, and I think they have a better pedigree of learning how to balance things and tuning things to an RPG crowd, where I think Destiny wants to be the shoot, like they want to try to be the RPG that shooter people can get into. And it just, with Destiny 1, it kind of backfired at first.
Yeah, and I agree with you with everything you just said. I think with a little bit with BioWare and with Bungie is that they made BioWare not BioWare. Yeah, BioWare has made American RPGs, like PC kind of RPGs, where Bungie, were they trying to incorporate the same thing, or were they trying to go to RPG? Like RPG is straight Japanese RPG, like traditional and or action based, like on how those systems work. where American RPG is kind of like PC focused in a way.
Yeah.
Like a little bit MMO-ish and stuff, but they don't carry the same thing as a Japanese RPG does.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I hope,
You know,
I really hope that Anthem's like leveling up some and like, man, sorry. I really hope they're like, I hope they kind of take into consideration what, you know, a mixture of Mass Effect 1 and 2 in terms of leveling characters and that kind of stuff. But like really harness the gameplay of 3, because I still think 3 has the best gameplay out of all the Mass Effect games.
oh heck yeah,
You
dude.
know,
When I played it, shout out to you, Jesse, for where you guys see this? Shout out to you for downloading the Mass Effect game.
yeah. Which,
Yeah,
by
like-
the way,
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been wanting to go. You know, I've been wanting to play them for a long time. It's just, you know, it's just never. It's always been a second thought.
Dude, same thing here. Like I did not like BioWare for a long because of the Star Wars games, but it was because of Mass Effect that I love them.
well,
and
it's
I
because
respect, and
it's
I have.
because like, no, I know what you're saying about Knights of the Republic. If you go back to that and like Jade Empire and stuff, it's like, boy, these games do
Oh,
not.
Jade Empire is great.
Yeah, but I mean the style of those games do not translate well to a controller. You can definitely tell that Knights of the Republic, Jade Empire were PC first games. Even the first Mass Effect to an extent, right? Like you can definitely tell that those games were aimed at the PC audience first. And they especially the original Xbox games they made were like, these do not translate well to a gamepad. Like these need mouse and keyboard. You know, it was really old, almost D&D rules where you're like lining up moves and calculating things beforehand, you know, and then the actions would play out on screen instead of like a real-time game like Mass Effect 2 and 3 became, you know. And that's that in the leveling of those games and everything. I really think BioWare is gonna nail the balancing of leveling up. I just really hope their world is full of stuff to do.
Yes.
Which is like with everything I've seen in like the live streams and stuff, because I've been watching so much Anthem stuff for Javelins for Hire. It's not even. I'm just, to be honest, I'm tired of watching the same video like 4 times in a row just to take notes. But they've got something. If they can just, even if there's
Knock it out the park.
I mean, even if at the beginning, like within the first month, if they can have a solid campaign and a solid single player, or not single player, but like a solid like story campaign with your friends that you can play through in that first month, and then just have like a live game where you have like a new event every 2 or 3 weeks, or you know, add new modes every week or two. Like if they just have a roadmap and a game plan, you know, even if the beginning isn't full, like if within the first 2 months there's stuff, like an overwhelming amount of stuff to do, like they're gonna have something great on their hands, you know, because like the game doesn't have to be overwhelming at the beginning, because then you have trouble keeping players to stay. But if you have a concept that's easy to understand, a leveling system that's not overly complicated, don't have too many spendable currencies that you don't know what currencies go where, which was Destiny's big problem when it launched. You know, you had legendary shards, you had radiance, you had you know, etheric light, you had all kinds of stuff in the beginning of Destiny, and everybody's like, well, where do I spend this? What can I turn this in for? Like, what does this do?
How do I even get them?
If they just have a simple mechanic of like, you have credits to spend, when you get new weapons, if you don't want it, you break it down. You have, you know, weapon parts or gear parts that you turn into, you know, maybe upgrade your armor later, that kind of stuff. If they just make it simple to understand and then just add on to it later down the road, man, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just rambling about Anthem and we're racing. I'm doing terrible, by the way. I've come in 12th place 3 times since we started this.
That's fine.
And I'm in 12th place right now.
Yeah.
So.
Because, like, Jesse, I know when I get off of work, I know, Corey, if you're asleep and stuff, I'd be like, hey, can we hop on to do some Anthem? Corey, if you ain't got nothing to do because Jesse's at work or something, or y'all want to hop on. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
make it
looking forward to Anthem to play with you guys.
Yeah,
Or even play, like...
Make it, like, the thing is, too, is, like, make it easy to jump in with your friends who aren't as powerful as you, too, and still feel like you're accomplishing something. You know? It's like, it's really hard for Destiny, like, jumping back into Destiny, like, you know, even the Division, like, at first it was awful trying to play with people that were higher level than you because the world scales to the highest player. But, Ed, when we jumped in the other day to the Division 1, like, you were 10 levels higher than me, but I still didn't have a hard time taking enemies down, you know? Like, the world still scaled, but, like, it felt more balanced than if, you know, at the beginning of the Division, you know?
And if it's higher than you, like maybe 2 or 3 levels, the experience points should be more to help you get faster. It might be gating or cheating the system, but it's just like, that's what players kind of not saying that they don't want it or anything, but that's going to be helpful for people to stay engaged because, like you said, Corey, it's going to make them feel like they're accomplishing something and they're catching up quicker. So if they're missing, if they don't have time to play the game, and this is a quick way for them to catch up, do it.
Or even like, if I'm doing something that Destiny has not been very good at too is like, Ed, if you haven't played a mission, but I have and I jumped in with you, the only things I get are the engrams that drop during the mission and that I break down. I don't get experience. I don't get, you know, I mean, I get experience for shooting enemies, but I don't get experience for completing that mission again, you know? And it's like, just even if I've already done the mission and I jump in to help you with it, like, just let me gain something so I feel like I'm accomplishing something and not wasting time. Because that's another thing that Destiny never did well too, is like, if you already did something but your friend hasn't, like, sometimes it feels like I'm wasting my time doing stuff. You know, and not that like shooting things isn't fun, you know, but like I still want to feel, if I'm playing an RPG, I want to feel like I'm accomplishing something if I'm playing. You know,
and I think that's why it would be cool for in Anthem that you have a bank system. Like, if you already did something and you're doing it with a friend who hasn't did it yet, and they don't want to really give you those experience points, but you could bank them. So when you're playing it by, like, you get to a mission, you may be a level down, and you might not want to do a side mission or anything. You have another experience points in your bank, and they can give you like half the experience or something, and you can use that to help yourself level up. So now you could go ahead and do the mission. Like, reward them at least with some kind of experience or something.
Yeah, it is a bummer when games do that. Like when they, like you were saying, Corey, like if you play through a whole entire campaign, you know, story section, and you've already played it, but you're helping your friend out, and they like don't let you have any experience for, even though you're technically, you know, it should count as experience. But I hate when games do that. So dumb, because it's like, you know, like it should be like every game should be similar to like even Call of Duty, like, you know, as like no matter what you do, you're gaining some form of experience. Even if you lose and you don't get any kills, the fact that you played a match, you're still gaining experience, you know.
And that's the same thing that works in Siege so well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm big. Oh yeah. But yeah, you know, I really hope that, you know, Anthem and the Division are really great games. Like, I really do, and I really want Anthem to be good because, A, dedicated a whole channel to it, so it better be good. But you know, I like BioWare, and I don't want to see them get. I don't want to see them fail and get shuttered like Visceral did, or you know what I mean. Like I want them to succeed, and I want to see them be able to do the projects that they want to do, like the next Dragon Age, or even I would love to see Mass Effect come back at some point.
And I think it will when like the next systems come. But depending on how much they're gonna like support Dragon Age and how much they're gonna support Anthem. I think the blueprint that happened in Mass Effect 3, I think they still could use that for the next Mass Effect and just improve upon it. I think hopefully they know Frostbite, and bam, they literally can do it. Because I would love to see, like, Mass Effect 1, I would love to see that remake in the Frostbite engine. With Mass Effect 3 gameplay, or even Anthem's gameplay. Like, that's what I care about. So, but I think we kind of... sorry, everybody, that we didn't talk about Forza, but like this is Pod and Play. This is what we do.
I mean,
this
to
is
be
how the show
fair,
goes.
every episode we've done so far, we've recorded so far, we haven't really talked about the game we've been playing.
Yay.
I just, I really like what Anthem is going to be, I think, and by the time this episode comes out, we've been playing Anthem for a while, and I really
probably beat it by then.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's still going to be like the end game stuff that I'm really excited for. So, it's gonna be a good time. But yeah, I just purchased my first house. Sweet. It was $0.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, Jesse, when you mentioned the Mass Effect thing, I was just like, I need to go to GameStop and buy that. Because I don't think it's $5.99 yet for backwards. Cause see, I don't want to go through one again. But I'll play 2 and 3. Because I really enjoyed those. I love the cast of Mass Effect 2 and 3 and the gameplay.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait for like. I just can't wait to play it. I hope it feels like Mass Effect where you can fly. So. Yeah.
See, talking to a certain person that won't be mentioned about the flying has me excited, curious, and like happy that I can't wait to when the game comes out. I'll have my hands on it and I'll get to experience it for myself.
Yeah.
Because if it's something like this one person said, and it makes me feel giddy inside, because it is when I play it, I'm going to be so happy. The traverse thing is going to be like, dang it, now I kind of want every game to feel like this if they could.
Yeah, I can't wait. And then, like, we were just talking, I was just bringing it up before we started or whatever about the beta or whatever. They're gonna have an open beta, I believe, before the game comes out. So it'll be nice to just be able to get into that before it comes out too.
Yeah.
And hopefully when the open beta goes live, that people play it, hopefully it kind of transfers to the final game.
Yeah.
Like whatever you did, like you don't have to really do when you.
Well, I'm sure there'll be something. I don't know if your progress is going to carry over all the way, but I'm pretty sure like they'll give you something for playing the beta, like a skin or a starting weapon that's better than most, or something like that, something to customize your character with at least. But guys, we are hitting that hour mark here on Pod and Play. This is Season 4. This is Forza Horizon 4. You can get it on Xbox One and PC. Sorry we didn't really talk about it, but we did talk about live games and how this game kind of became one and kind of moved into other live games. But you know, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, and share. You can find us on ngrradio.com, all of our content, and download our series of podcasts, which there are a lot of them now, so you can just search Nerds Gone Rogue, and a bounty of podcasts will show up, including Nerds Gone Rogue, Arsenal X, our Xbox podcast, Nerds Gone Platinum, our PlayStation podcast, Nintendo Power Block, our Nintendo podcast, Javelins for Hire, our Anthem podcast, Dark Zone Junkies, our Division podcast, and Tower Casuals, our Destiny podcast for the Casual Guardian. Also, the B-Sides and more podcast feed. You'll find movie commentaries, the B-Sides show, and then you will also be able to find some community stuff there as well that, you know, by the time you hear this, Matt has already set up and doing cool stuff with. But, I think that's it. Subscribe to our YouTube channels. Check out all of our content, check out our reviews and stuff, and all of our content on ngrradio.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, keep on playing.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Probably let you know that the mud will be real slippy out there because of